So worldwide cases are at 280, sorry, 3,898,000
I was gonna say like
cases.
200,000. What we written like 4 months ago?
I don't know.
I don't
ADD, I
know.
can't read. So yeah,
Well, I can't speak, so we're even.
deaths are at 269,000, so 69, nice.
Yes,
Recovered 1.3 million. That's great. That's
yes,
fantastic.
that is great.
Those are all the worldwide numbers. Let's go look at the United States. 1.287 million cases. Spain, we always compare to Spain because they're next up. 256,000 cases. If we click on the United States here, New York, 337,000 cases. New Jersey, 134,000 cases. And then we'll go to our good old state, 6,771 cases. You know, we were really far down there at one point, and we've just climbed our way up. It's kind of irritating.
Do you hear how they said Lincoln's supposed to be one of the next hotspots?
I'm not surprised. Hold on, let me take this off.
I can't even flipping breathe in that thing.
It doesn't surprise me. Have you been tested for it?
No, but I was one of those where I'm almost kind of skeptical that I did have it because back in November I fell into that category of I actually caught pneumonia. But before
Oh.
that, I had like the 2 weeks worth of what technically was bronchitis, and I can't really tell because they said that if you went and got checked for the flu and they told you came back negative, because there was only one night that I actually got really, really, really scared when it came to this was before the virus even was known. Uh, well, was said to be around here. But there was one night that I was just sitting on the couch with my dad. I was still kind of like that little bit of queasy. I went home from work sick, I remember a day or two before. And this was, I think, like March 16th, wherever it was. It was like that was the Thursday, and then I skipped the one Friday, and then that Monday we went into the whole shutdown for the rest of the year. So it was like right before the thing started,
Yeah.
and I was sitting. No, okay, well, no, this is.
You
God,
said November.
I
Now
was
you're
gonna. I'm
talking.
like, I'm sitting like, what has my clock going off of? I went, okay, blah. Uh, I went. This is back November where it was, and it was kind of the same thing. It was October 6th. October 6th. I
Oh,
went
that's
home.
way too early. I don't think
No, yeah,
all
this
the
is wait.
evidence
I
we
was gone,
show.
dude. I was gone from school for 2 weeks. I didn't go back to school. I only went back to school once.
Mm.
I was gone from the 7th to the 21st.
Kyle got pneumonia around that same time. I think we just had a small pneumonia outbreak. I think that was basically it, and
And
you
they
just
said,
caught it.
and I remember reading about something. I believe in February. I can't remember which hospital. It was like a Houston medical research something, and apparently they were saying that back in around this time, November, December, that if you went and got checked for the flu and it came back negative, but you suffered some of those said symptoms and then it followed up with pneumonia or just something like that where you had it and then it just kind of went away, you could have had COVID-19 before anybody really knew it. So I could have possibly had it for that 2 weeks and then it led into pneumonia because my entire left side lung, all three levels were just completely covered in mucus. Like the doctor looked at me and said, "How on earth are you still walking?" Like he said that I could have been hospitalized, but from the way I walked into the office, and it's like the only thing that I couldn't do was take a deep breath and talk for more than like 30 seconds. He just said, "Take this stuff, go home, get better."
Did you
And
get
that's kind
Sudafed?
of. I don't recall which one I got, but I went with that plus the huge horse-sized pill of Mucinex XD, and then
Mm.
I cleared up within a matter of a week.
See,
But it really,
Kyle's still coughing. This is like half a year later, almost now. He's still coughing. He's
I think,
still.
mm-hmm,
I
it'll wreck your respiratory system,
Yeah, he's in rough shape still, and like if he gets the virus, he's probably done.
which is where he could have had it and is leading. That's where the people like me, I'm the one. That's where I get skeptical because I don't fear getting it right now because I mean I've been known to. I don't know why. I just kind of like if I get something like that, I might be sick for a day or two and then I skate by. But the fact that I got pneumonia, because I've never gotten pneumonia, and if you remember Schnell, he got it bad, whatever it was, a couple years ago. I think it might have been the year
Yes, I
after you
do remember
left,
that. Yep.
and he
Nope, nope.
got
That
it.
was the year I did. Yeah.
was that your senior year? Or was that the year?
That
That
was my
was your
senior
senior
year.
year. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chanel got sick, and we thought he was going dead. Like he went.
Yeah, he was in the
dead.
hospital. He got hospitalized. He had a really rough year. He had to replace all of his appliances. He wrecked his car, got pneumonia. It was a really rough year for him.
Yeah,
He
not good.
couldn't retire. He had to wait.
Mm-hmm.
It was that bad.
It was bad. Just because I remember that whole thing went down up at like water or something, and he had to go sub up there for the year. But either way, he got it, and I was like, okay, hope the guy never get that because I don't want to be hospitalized. And then the next thing you know, they go walking in like, yeah, you got pneumonia. Like, uh-oh. But and then it came around March time again where this whole thing was just going up in popularity. It's just that I ain't gonna get it, whatever, blah blah blah. The typical that side of the people that go, this is technically a joke, it's a cold, and I mean that's where I kind of draw the line of I don't want like there are certain people I know who have some medical issues when it comes to like heart stuff. And just what like if they get it and it's the severity that they think they could be, they're done, they're finished. But then I also have others that I know that it's like why I just laugh with them going, why are we all so petrified and we're just sitting at home? Well, what's the big deal? Get out there and go. I watched the doctor yesterday. He was one of the like microbiologist, chemist studies and all that, and he was talking. It was like a 6-minute video describing why almost the quarantining and social distancing is actually worse for us because it shows that it's not bad. Obviously for the people that need to stay in, like the people in the nursing homes, all that stuff, they need to stay put because they get it. It's just going to it'd be like shooting fish in a barrel. But the people that are like government jobs, completely healthy, people that are like mid-age to younger, like 20s
Us.
to 40. Yeah, pretty much like us, that are just sitting at home. We need to at least get out, go places, like go to Walmart, go to those places. Like it's bad. Yeah, we're going to spread it. But you almost have to because our immune system runs off of touching things. We got to do stuff. That's how we, like when you're 2 years old and you're putting things in your mouth, that's how you build up the antibodies to beat this stuff. And if you just sit there and it's like, wash everything, disinfect all your stuff at home, put a mask on, don't leave, stay home, you're just taking your immune system and it's going down, 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 down. And by the time that this whole thing clears up and we're able to go outside, next thing you know, you're not even going to be able to fight off the flu, just a regular flu.
I still, I don't wash anything. I wash absolutely nothing. I mean, I wash my hands after using the restroom stuff, blow my nose, but like, that's normal. I get my crap from Walmart, I throw it in the fridge, I eat it. I don't even wash my damn apples.
I literally have not gone to Lincoln except for twice. I went to Lincoln twice, and it was 2 days. It was like I think it was last Monday, Tuesday, I believe. No, it was Tuesday, Wednesday last week. I went with my dad. He apparently the front struts on his truck were completely shot. I don't know how. It was original struts, 120,000 miles on the truck, and he went in. Yeah, it'll do it. And the thing he noticed on is that his front wheels. He's like, "Hey, come out here and see this." These were brand new tires he got maybe 2 months ago. And literally the camber that had the wheel, you couldn't even really see the angle, but the entire inside of the tread almost looked like a drag slick. And keep in mind, the tread on this truck is like 1.5 inches thick.
Damn.
It just worked down that bad. But other than that, I have not been to Lincoln since I stopped going to work on like the 14th of March.
So I still go to work, and now they're making us wear masks, which really sucks. It's really annoying. Sorry, I had to check what today was. I was expecting masks in the mail. I'll have to check the mail. Anyways, I have to wear masks now, which is just it's really irritating, but it's whatever. It's fine. And I still do everything. Nothing's really changed. I just can't go to just Walmart at night when I need to for something, or like go after work. I have to go before, during the day. Yeah. I guess now though my summer began today. If you saw my Snapchat story, it began.
I haven't
today.
seen it yet. I saw your thing, but I saw your picture. It didn't have your guy on it, so I'll probably go look at that after this. But
I uploaded my last 2 assignments for the semester, and so now I'm done. My
you got
semester.
time to plant 10 trees.
Right, and it was like this is. We'll talk about the next segment what the whole plan for that is, because I never actually finished that statement.
I don't
Anyway.
finish a lot of my projects anyway.
Well, okay, so I wanted to talk about. Oh, so you hadn't been tested. So so for the past, so okay, about a week ago. Well, it's almost 2 weeks ago now. And then 2 weeks after before that, I started getting headaches
Mm-hmm.
about every night, and they just got worse and worse and worse and worse. I was like, all right, I'm calling the health center. This is really irritating. I called the health center, and they're like, well, every time you've been in, you've had high blood pressure, so we're gonna want you to come in today and get tested for high blood pressure. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I have to go through this whole process to get into the health center where you have to wear a mask, and they're like 6 feet
I can
away
about
from
imagine.
you. And then they take the little thing. What?
I know. I got a story. Keep talking. I got a story about it.
All right,
It's
all right.
Like 6 feet thing.
So the doctor, she brings out the thermometer. Like, we just gotta take your temperature. It's normal vital signs. Goes boop. It goes, huh? I'm just like, what do you mean, huh? I didn't like say it like that. I was like, what do you mean, huh? She's like, you have a mild fever. I'm like, what? She's
Wait
like,
a minute.
She like opens the door. I need another thermometer. Gets the other thermometer. Does it again. Okay, those were all lower, but you have 100.3 feet. You have 100.3. That's bare minimum. You got to get tested. I'm like, son of a. Oh my god.
Son
It
of
was-
a beeswax.
It was the worst experience of my life. You're petrified like this because you think it's gone deep enough. No. It goes further, and then they start twisting and turning. And you can feel it, like something scratching the top of your mouth, but it's on the other side. And then you can feel it in the back of your throat, and you're just like. And luckily, the left side of my nose was plugged because apparently my allergies were inflamed. So they prescribed me allergy. They gave me my allergy medication back. Stuck in the left side, I barely felt it, and I was just like, never again. But if I start getting symptoms, I'm gonna have to get tested again. Maybe. And if I have a fever when I go in Monday for my follow-up, because they got my results back, they were all negative, so now they're going to want to run an EKG.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, they also gave me heart medication. They were just like, okay, now, so now it's like, if I go in and have another fever, they're going to test me again. I'm like, I don't want to go through that again. I had to miss work that day. I was locked up all day Tuesday and Monday. And then I finally got back to me like, oh, you're negative. So it's like, oh, thank God. So I go to work Wednesday. But it is the worst experience. So
I just say the only thing I've had when it comes to that is I have like two. I do technically two to three things that probably make me feel like I have like fevers and all that stuff. That are just makes me feel like I'm sick, and it's like I can prevent them. It's just that when I do them, it's like at the worst times that people are like, are you feeling okay? And that is, I technically do the whole neck crack thing, and I also do like my back and all that stuff. And that causes the inflammation of, like said, that because you're moving that, all that stuff, and it's adjusting, getting the blood flow to there. So it makes that part hot. I did that like 10, 15 minutes. And then 10 minutes later one night, my dad came in. He's like, okay, I'm going to bed. And then he literally put his hand right on the back of my neck, right where I cracked that. And that sucker was hot. And he's like, are you feeling okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And he goes, well, you're feeling like really hot. And I go, I just cracked my neck. It's like, why would that do? I'm like, blood flow. I just cracked my neck. Like I got like 6 or 7 pops out of my neck when I did it.
Oh.
So it's a big one. And then I'll also do the whole thing where I like, even just this, I'll take another hand and I'll just come back there. Cause I have a couple ways I can get a couple extra pops out of there. And the other ones are, I have been eating like garbage when it comes to the pops and like sugar and all that stuff. And it just makes me at night. And I also have like that IBS where it was. So if I eat either like straight grease stuff, like sausage, or if I eat something like that, where I eat too much and I don't necessarily move a lot, that I can always tell because I've never been able to really burp at all. Like for 15, 16 years, I could not burp to save my life. And if I did, it was just on accident by like two times a month.
I can burp on command. Me and my friend.
I almost wished I could have done that sometimes because my gut I could always, that's one big thing. I'd feel like I can't, sometimes it'd be a little bit harder to breathe, which I also have like some lung stuff, but also I'm probably still getting over pneumonia. But ever since I pretty much like stopped either going to work or doing sports, I've had more of that. You can't do too much. Otherwise you'll start to feel sick. And I can always tell the difference between like, if, okay, I'm having a little trouble breathing. I just look down at my gut, and 9 times out of 10, that left side pocket where your stomach sits, it's inflamed. So I know I'm just filled up with gas. So I try and do some stuff that'll loosen
Did
up
you
the
get
gas.
gas X? I guess.
No, I don't do anything with it. I just know that if I keep working, like I've been going on runs every day, I take my car out for a drive, I go sit outside. I've been trying to just do more to at least kind of, because if I go to work, at least I'm moving for like an hour and a half, doing just some pretty good labor, and that usually can kind of keep me for the day. But I mean, when it comes to the whole lockdown thing, the only reason I'm not going to work is because I'm technically the janitor at where I work. I just do the trash, do all that stuff. But then I also, and I mean, well, actually, yeah, there is. I work at a construction dealer, so everyone's throwing out a rusted bolt every 10 minutes. You could just go dump the can, and then all of a sudden they go, oh, hey, look at all this. And it's right in the can. So it's a really easy job to do. I mean, obviously, they got me sometimes where I'll take apart. Like, he brought one day, it was like second to last day at work before I got into my school schedule. And that was, he went out with the forklift and goes, hey, I got a project for you. He gave me a sledgehammer and a crowbar. And he said, okay, I'm going to need you to do something. Goes and gets the forklift, and I'm like, uh-oh. He brings in a stack of pallets about 45 pallets high.
Take apart the parts.
Yep. So I was out there from probably 10 o'clock till 2:30 doing this. I obviously got like a 30. You're supposed to get an hour lunch break, but because I don't necessarily need the hour, I just take 30 minutes, and then they kind of get PO'd at me because literally our job, it's really easy going. Some days are slow, but some days are just, they'll have some idiot come in there and be like, I need a part number for this thing. And it has nothing because it's just an entire snap piece, and it's heavy machinery. So everything weighs like 600 pounds heavier than it should, but that's what we do. And because I'm not necessarily needed, they just said, we'll call you back in when things are stupid, when things are mellowing out, when it comes to this whole outbreak thing, because they're at a point, I'm not sure what they're doing right now, but last time he checked in, he said what they're doing is they don't even let people come in the building. If they're picking up a part, they set it by the door. People come in, they get it. They drop off machinery. Like, we don't have a social distancing problem at work. Like, they're probably requiring us to wear masks, but the maximum amount of people within a 6-foot distance is a maximum of 2, because everyone kind of has their own workstation. One guy's behind the counter, 2 people are in secretary offices, 3 to 4 people in the shop are at least 16 feet apart when it comes to their toolbox bays. So we don't really have that problem, but it's easier for me just to stay out of it than to go in. But since I have YouTube and a couple modding sites that I have funds coming in, I can still pay like my subscriptions to things that I need to do for my own bills. So it helps out that I still had a secondary thing, which is, again, why I really thank YouTube for being in the position and the timing that happened, because otherwise I would just be broke.
Yeah.
I'd be running off my savings.
That's never good. Yeah, so think about it. Someday, you just have a cushy job. You don't have to go work out and do all that. You'll get a cushy job like sitting behind a desk playing video games all day.
That's one thing that I would love to do. I would love to be a content creator, but I almost think I'm just going to run with this train as long as it'll go. And then I'll probably get a regular, like, full-bore job, because I already have more connections for other jobs that, like, Casey, Jason, where it was, blah.
Yeah. Straight Rat Gaming. I'll have to bleep that, but you'll be fine.
I know. I didn't know if he had a channel or not. So what's his name?
It's Straight Rat Gaming. He does have a channel. He hasn't uploaded to YouTube anymore.
So Straight Rat Gaming, where it was, he had possibly, and him and his brother worked. I went job shadowed their dad. I'd done stuff with them. Worked at the shop, and if I work there, it's 5 minutes from where I work. Like, where they work, I drive 3 blocks south and then east, and then there's my work. So if I fall through with working with Vermeer, then I can go work with these guys. And then it's really which one do you want to do?
We can get into that in the 4th segment. There's a lot of things we could get into. We should
get on to the next segment, possibly.
Right.